Okay, we're still in civil secret teaching for Taigong's sixth secret teaching guarding the country. King Wen asked Taigong, "How does one guard his country?" Taigong replied, "Once you have fasted, I will tell the principles of heaven and earth, the reason of creatures growing in four seasons, the truth of the sages, and the nature of people's hearts." King Wen fasted for 7 days. He bowed toward Taigong in the same manner as a student treats his teacher. Taigong said, "There are four seasons. The earth produces millions of creatures. The sage rules for all people under heaven. The Tao of spring is birth. Everything flourishes. The Tao of summer is growth. Everything prospers. And the Tao of autumn is harvest. Everything matures and ripens. And the Tao of winter is storage. Everything hibernates. Once things are ripe, they should be stored away. Afterwards, they will be reborn and thrive. This everlasting cycle has no end or beginning." And so, before I continue, I think the four seasons can be akin to pretty much anything you do in life. You have all of these different stages where you need to be actively harvesting, you need to be actively right storing, taking periods of strategic retreat to focus inwardly. Anyway, and it's a cycle that has no end or beginning. The sage follows the rule of nature and uses it as a principle for administering the world. When the world is peaceful and prosperous, the sage lives like a hermit. When the world is chaotic, the sage makes things right and builds a prosperous country. This is inevitable. The sage resides between heaven and earth and holds significant positions. He rules the country and orders the people according to the rule of nature. Unsettled hearts breed riots, and a struggle for power will ensue. The sage secretly develops his power and fights for justice when the time is right. First, he will eradicate violence and quieten the people. Then the world will follow his lead. When the riot is pacified and order restored, he does not need recognition of his benevolence. If you can guard your country in this manner, you will share the glory of heaven and earth and the splendor of sun and moon. Honoring the wise. King Wen asked Taigong, "As a ruler, who shall I respect? Who shall I control? Who shall I appoint? Who shall I eradicate? What shall I ban? What shall I discourage?" Taigong answered, "A ruler should respect talents with virtues and control people without talent or virtue. He should appoint loyal and trustworthy people and eradicate deceiving and insincere people. He should ban violence and riots and discourage extravagance. Therefore, a ruler should be aware of the six thieves and the seven harms." King Wen said, "I would like to hear more." Taigong explained, "These are the six thieves. First, if ministers build extravagant palaces and terraces for pleasures, a ruler's virtues will be compromised. Second, if people do not commit to agricultural activities, but instead remain idle, becoming wandering bandits, commit crimes, do not follow officials' regulations, a society's values will be harmed. Third, if ministers band together for selfish reasons, put aside the wise and worthy, and obscure the sovereign's insights, a ruler's power will be impaired. Fourth, if ministers are arrogant, aloof, and presumptuous, associate with lords of other states, and show no respect for their own rulers, a ruler's dignity will be crippled. Fifth, if ministers scorn titles and superiors are unwilling to take risks for the sovereign, the drive and motivation of loyal ministers will be injured. And sixth, if strong clans fight each other and exploit the weak and poor, the livelihood of the people will be damaged. So I have all of them highlighted, but I do think that third is really important. If ministers band together for selfish reasons, put aside the wise and worthy, and obscure the sovereign's insights, a ruler's power will be impaired. Because this can relate so much to our own sovereignty, like the sovereignty that we have and the autonomy that we have over ourselves and our body and our choices. And as soon as we become selfish or give in to somebody who is also being selfish, then it becomes impaired, it becomes cloudy. We're no longer being wise and we're no longer worthy. These are the seven harms. First, those who have no wit or strategy go to battle for the sake of reward and titles. Going to battle nowadays for us means going into business, right? Going into business for oneself, starting a company, an LLC, right? If you're doing it for the right reason. I just finished Ready, Fire, Aim, and I'm about to do one of my book reviews for it as well. As soon as we get home from this strategic retreat that we're on, um, the number one reason you should ever be in business is to serve the client, to serve the customer, not yourself. And so the first of the seven harms, I think, is the most important, even though I have fourth and fifth, and the third one highlighted quite liberally. Second, they have an undeserved reputation. Their deceiving words are matched by their deeds. They conceal others' kindness and expose others' shortcomings. They are exploitative. A ruler should never work with them. Third, and I have this one highlighted, people appear modest and wear humble clothes. They claim to be inactive and unambitious in order to seek fame and profit. A ruler should never make acquaintance with hypocrites. Fourth, they wear strange accessories and splendid clothes. They appear to be knowledgeable and talk about lofty ideas in order to impress others. They live in distant and poor places and spend all their time criticizing the current state of affairs. A ruler should not favor these crafty people. And so I think that's one of the reasons you see popular influencers right in 2024, such as Alex Hormozy, when all he wears is like a tank top and shorts and comfortable shoes. You know, the more money you have, the more you look or don't care about such things. And so this is just an ancient warning of what the Bible would say: men who wear perfumes or have colognes on and are extravagant. And this also echoes what Masterson said in Ready, Fire, Aim when he tried to start his own art gallery when he first tried to retire at age 37 or 39. And he would, have espressos with people who would come into the gallery, and they would talk about really, intellectual things. But at the end of the day, where is it going? And so, yes, you can have lofty ideas and you can say things that impress other people, but at what point are you being crafty and crafting basically a fiction in your head? At some point you have to get down to action, and you have to be someone who's a doer and not just a thinker. Fifth, they slander and flatter unscrupulously to seek titles and positions. They pursue remuneration recklessly. They neglect the big picture and seek only personal gain. They talk with eloquence to please the sovereign. A ruler should not appoint them. Sixth, they desire luxurious crafts. They desire intricate carvings, inlays, and embroideries, which prevent the people from focusing on agricultural activities. A ruler should ban them. And seventh, they perform witchcraft and deception. They fool and confuse the public. A ruler should forbid them. In this way, people who do not commit to agricultural activities are not good. Officers who are not loyal and trustworthy are not decent. Ministers who dare not challenge authority are not honorable. Listen to that. Ministers who dare not challenge authority are not honorable, right? If you're in any position, you have to challenge the boss, you have to challenge the leader, you have to be this way, because that's the only thing that sharpens iron type of deal. And that's essentially what this says, is it's not just iron sharpens iron. If you're placed in this position of ministering whatever it is you're a minister to, you have to challenge the authority, because that's the honorable thing to do, because that's the only thing that makes the sovereign better. Officials who are not righteous or compassionate are not noble. Chancellors who cannot enhance prosperity and military power are unable to deal with conflicts and affairs, who stabilize neither the sovereign's position nor the people's work and life, are not helpful. A ruler is like the head of a dragon. He stands high and sees far. He is insightful and visionary. He listens to people's opinions with discretion. He appears solemn while revealing his emotions. He is high and limitless as the sky. He is deep and immeasurable as the abyss. If a ruler does not show his justified anger, evil ministers will take advantage. If a ruler does not prosecute, riots will ensue. If a ruler does not send his troops to neighboring states, other states will thrive. King Wen said, "How wise."